All right. I see that you indicated you would like some feedback, so I'm making this video to do it. I will, as a disclaimer, I'll say, this being Monday, my main priority is just getting stuff graded quickly. So you'll see, I'm not going to give as much feedback as I want because I'm not going to read this as closely as I would like. Because again, it's Monday. When this was what turned in over the weekend, and I don't usually grade over the weekend. Thus, again, just trying to be very quick. On that note, usually I like to read these thoroughly because sometimes it's a good learning moment. Sometimes I'll read something here that's incorrect. Not that you would lose a point, but you might have some sort of wrong reasoning. Like you might say, "Oh, I think San Juan has um, better air quality because I don't know, it's at a higher latitude than West Virginia." In which case, I say, "No, that's actually not true. It's at a lower latitude." I'm just using that as an example. But anyway, I don't have time, so I'm really just skimming through this and making sure that you've actually answered the questions, and it looks to me like you did, and you provided your reasoning. Let me read this one a little bit closer. 15. You could test your personal symptoms via how thick the air feels when you breathe. Yeah, that could work for the purposes of that question. That is correct. Um, anyway, let's go here. Here you lost a point. You need to insert the data or the date. That's very important because the AQI is like the weather. It may be 60 degrees one day, and the next day it might be 28, a high of 28, right? Just like this, you may have great air one day, and the next day you might have horrible air. So the date is important. I have no way now of going back and comparing your data to the date that you took your data. But anyway, that being said, again, you missed a point for that. Let's look here. Just so I have something to refer back to, I'm going to write down the locations that are worse or better or tied to your location. So this is again for my own, I can look back on this. Myrtle Beach is there. Miami is better. Actually, let me also, Myrtle Beach is a tie. Miami. What do we have here? San Juan. Oops. San Juan is a tie. 28, 34, 4. Anchorage is obviously a lot better. Anchorage. That's it. So those are the ones that are either better or tied. So that being said, now I can go back. Now, again, if I wasn't in such a rush, I would have more time and compare. I would go back and compare. Like you said, your hypothesis was incorrect. In a perfect world, I would go back and make sure that is the case. But again, kind of in a rush. So for this, I'm just going to rush through this, move quickly. Anyway, air quality was the same in Myrtle Beach. That is correct. It was a tie. That's hypothesis was correct. Air quality is better here than in New York City. Correct. Miami had the better air quality. Also a correct statement. And this is why I wrote it to the side, right? It's kind of a pain to jump back and forth to compare what you wrote to what's in your table. Air quality is better here than Seattle. That's correct. Air quality is better here than Yellowstone. That is correct. It's the same in San Juan. That is correct. Better here than DC. That's correct. Better there in Anchorage than Charleston. That is correct. Better Charleston than Dallas. That is correct. Denver, better Charleston than Denver. Anchorage did have the best. Hold on. Anchorage did have the best air quality, and New York City did have the worst air quality. However, there's a 3-part question. It says, and what was it? I know that seems redundant, but it's all for a reason. If I had more time, I'd go into it. But at the very least, you could look at it like this. This might be the difference between an A student and a B student. If you miss these little things throughout the semester, but you're an otherwise great student, you might end up with a B if you constantly make these little mistakes. But, if you only make them once or twice, that should not affect your overall grade. Anyway, we'll also lose 1 point out of 4 for the graph because that is correct. But again, we need the date because the AQI changes so much. Then not including the date is really doesn't help. Anyway, and look to see if you have any extra credit, and you do not. All right, so the whole thing is worth 33 points. Pull up the calculator. I know I can do the math, some of this math, but I just want to show you. All right, so the whole thing is worth 33 points, or you missed 2 points. Oops. Again, I can do this. I just want to show the math since I'm making the video. 33 minus 2, so you got 31 out of 33. So 31 divided by 33 gives you your percentage, which is 93-ish. Multiply that by 25, and you earned 23.48 points. And that's that. So if you have any other questions, let me know, and I'll be glad to give you more feedback if you want.